Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm talking about fall fragrances. Fall is my favorite time of year and I'm very disappointed that I don't get to truly experience it the way it needs to be experienced living here in South Florida, where the weather is not quite sweater weather yet, but I do have 10 fragrances that I'm really excited about wearing this fall season, even in the warmer weather. They are all kind of vanilla and sandalwood based fragrances, I would say, because that is sort of the fragrances that I long to wear this time of year, but they are lighter scents that I can definitely get away with wearing even if the weather isn't quite cooperating with the fall season yet. So I'm going to start off with my favorite vanillas for this time of year, and the first one I have here is from Cleef and Arpels. This is Orchidée Vanille. And this is really, I would say, the most true vanilla of all of the vanillas that I'm going to be talking about. What I get from this is a lot of pure vanilla, almost smells like vanilla extract. It's sweet, but not super thick and heavy. It's something that is still light enough, I would say, to be able to wear all year round, but is especially nice coming into fall because it really gives me that true vanilla fragrance that I am so longing for. And I absolutely love this fragrance. Next up, from Maison Francis Kurkdjian, I have Gentle Fluidity Gold, and this is another beautiful vanilla fragrance that combines vanillas with some other spices. There's some, I believe, coriander and nutmeg and just beautiful fall spices that are blended into this so beautifully. It's a little bit warmer, I would say, than most of the fragrances I have on this list, but something that is also a floral, so it's light enough to be able to wear, I would say, again, year round, but one that I really enjoy wearing in the evenings this time of year, where occasionally we will get a little bit of sweater weather, so I really enjoy this for the fall season here in Florida. Next up, I've got some of my green vanilla fragrances, which are a little bit lighter, a little bit fresher than the ones that I have just talked about. The first one is from Diptyque, and this is Eau Dwell, and this is the Eau de Toilette. I also have this in the Eau de Parfum, and I do tend to wear that as we get into the cooler weather here in the winter. This one is, like I said, a green vanilla. You definitely can smell the freshness of the greenery mixed with the beautiful vanilla spice of this. I think there's also a little bit of woods in this as well. And it just makes for a nice, light, not too heavy vanilla fragrance and vanilla experience without getting too overly sickly sweet or anything like that. And I absolutely love this. And the other green vanilla fragrance that I am obsessed with right now is from Commodity. This is Commodity Gold Minus. And I was torn about whether to go with Gold Minus or just the original Gold Expressive, which is just kind of the, I guess, standard version of this fragrance, but this one is just that little bit lighter that I feel like I can wear it even when the weather is warm. And I know I wore this throughout the summertime and I really have enjoyed wearing it, especially as I'm working from home where it's cooler in here anyway because of the air conditioning. But when I do go out in the evenings, I've had no trouble with this fragrance. It's light, it's bright, but at the same time, it's vanilla, it's cozy, and I absolutely love it. And the last of my vanilla fragrances on this list is Gypsy Water. And Gypsy Water for me is probably my #1 fall fragrance that I have been reaching for time and time again in Florida as the weather starts to change. This is kind of the perfect vanilla meets woods meets a little bit of freshness, and it's absolutely lovely all year round, but I appreciate it most in the fall time. So yeah, Gypsy Water from Byredo. This is my probably #1 fragrance on this list for fall. And switching into my woody scents, I'm going to start off with Van Cleef and Arpels. This is Santal Blanc. This is a really beautiful sandalwood fragrance that is probably, again, the truest sandalwood of the ones that I'm going to talk about. I really get mostly woodiness in this. There's a little bit of creaminess. There's a hint of sweetness, but this is just like the truest woody scent when I just want to have that, you know, woody sort of fall fresh fragrance that just makes me super happy and makes me just kind of want to get, you know, all wrapped up in a cozy blanket. It's just absolutely lovely, and one that I definitely enjoy not only wearing on its own, but combining it with my Orchidée Vanille to add a little bit of sweetness and vanilla. These two pair really nicely together. Next up from Diptyque, I have Tam Dao, which is another really beautiful sandalwood fragrance. This one is also very fresh and very clean and very woody, but at the same time, I do get more creaminess with this one, and it's one that I love to wear at bedtime. I find sandalwood just so relaxing, such an intoxicating fragrance, and this is one that, of course, I like to layer with my eau de Dwell. I love the two of these paired together. This is also the eau de toilette version, and I do have the eau de parfum that I wear when the weather gets a little bit cooler, but this time of year, these two make the perfect sandalwood vanilla combination. And you're going to see a theme here, because the next fragrance that I'm super excited about wearing more this season is Milk Minus from Commodity. This is the sandalwood balm that is so beautiful. It's a little bit powdery, it's a little bit vanilla, it's a little bit woody, and it's just a lot sandalwood, and it is just really, really relaxing. It feels like just wrapping yourself up in a cozy blanket. This one actually has the scent of marshmallow, I believe, as well, but I get that more in the deeper versions of this. This is the Milk Minus, which is the personal scent space. I get the marshmallow more in the expressive scent space, which is the middle one, and in the deeper one, but that one I really get like a burnt wood, which is absolutely gorgeous on really, really cold nights. But this one is one that I typically will wear when I'm looking for something really cozy and relaxing, and just to put me in a cozy fall mindset. Love this. And I do also love pairing this up with Gold Minus. I think the two of these work really well together, and it just adds that little bit more sweetness that this one doesn't have quite so much as the others in this family, but really, really beautiful fragrances for fall. The next fragrance on this list is a relatively new one in my collection. This is from Kayali, and this is the Wedding Silk Santal. And as the name would imply, this is another sandalwood forward fragrance that also includes some really beautiful florals mixed with a little bit of, I want to say it's pear, but I'm not really sure what the fruit is in this. There is definitely a fruit note in this, and I can smell it, and it's definitely freshening up this fragrance, but it's absolutely gorgeous. It's one that I love to wear, loved to wear in the summertime, but I was really looking forward to fall. I feel like this is like a perfect early fall fragrance, and I'll probably switch into the Wedding Velvet Santal, which is the even woodier, deeper wedding scent from Kayali that I think will be absolutely glorious in the really cool weather. But for now, this one I am really excited to be wearing this fall season. And the last fragrance on this list is probably my most used fragrance of the bunch. This is from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. This is Baccarat Rouge 540. And this is such a glorious, woody, sweet, delicate fragrance that I love to wear all times of year for any occasion. I remember purchasing this when I was still working in the office, but before COVID happened, and I have worn it to work. I've worn it working from home. I've worn it out for really special dressy occasions. I think it is one that you can dress up, dress down. It just makes me feel happy, puts me in a good mood. I don't think this fragrance is ever going to leave my collection, but I do find it to be at its best in the fall time, because that's when I really can smell it the most on my skin, and that is when I really just appreciate the fragrance the most. So yeah, Baccarat Rouge 540 will forever be one of my favorite fall fragrances. So those are the top 10 fragrances that I am really looking forward to wearing this fall season. As I mentioned, I'm a huge fall lover, and I have so many other even deeper vanilla and woody fragrances that I'm sure I will be pulling out as we get into the later part of the fall and early part of the winter. So maybe I'll do an update video at that time. I just had too many to narrow them down to 10, and so I focused on the ones that I know I can start wearing right now, which it's still quite warm here. So these are all ones that really work well across just about any season. So let me know if you have any questions about any of the fragrances I've talked about, and what are some of your favorite fall fragrances. I love to read your comments down below, and thank you all so much for watching. I will see you soon in my next video, and have a great day. Bye.